Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Xponential, where we'll be discussing everything mathematics, mathematical literacy, physical sciences, engineering mathematics, and engineering sciences. Okay, and today's topic, as you can see on my whiteboard over here, is fractions. Okay, so everybody believes that fractions is one of those topics that is a topic no one needs to really focus on or be good at. Learners, I'm going to tell you very, very straight up today, whether you are on primary school or you're in high school, if you know your fractions, it will really take you all the way, right? And what do I mean by that? Let's do something simple. You know what this is, right? This is a fraction, okay? But similarly, what's wrong with me saying that this is also a fraction? Okay? And similarly, we've seen this before. These are all fractions. And if you cannot master this basic form of fractions, you will not be able to do these, because it becomes more and more and more complicated as we go on. I'm talking trigonometry, I'm talking functions. Okay? If you do not know how to do a fraction, you will struggle with anything mathematics and science related. I promise you, learners. I promise you, even when you get to matric and you're doing calculus, you are dealing with fractions. Okay? So, for those that are truly struggling with fractions, however, do not believe that it is important as I'm telling you. Please pay attention, okay? So we're going to go back to the basics. And what we see here is a proper fraction, right? Which is a half. We know this bottom number is called a numerator, right? And the top number is called the numerator. Apologies, I feel like I said the bottom number is the numerator, and the bottom number is your denominator. Okay? Apologies, you know us mathematics teachers and science teachers are very, very poor at spelling. Okay? Okay. So these are basic mathematical terminologies that we should know and we need to know, okay? Especially when dealing with the topic fractions, okay? So we're going to have a look at this fraction, and I'm actually going to start off with a subtopic which we will call, apologies, let me just take that away, addition of fractions. Okay? So I'm going to go all the way back to what we just had now on the board, which was a half, okay? And I'm going to add that with a quarter. Now, normally when I put this up on the board, a lot of students who believe that they are good at fractions will tell me, sir, you add the numerator and you add the denominator. This is incorrect, okay? I even want to put that in red. That is incorrect. That is not what you do, okay? That is absolutely the incorrect thing to do. What we do need to do is we need to make our denominators the same, okay? In order to add our numerators, okay? So how are we going to go about that? We're going to have a look at the 2 times table, and we're going to have a look at the 4 times table. Because remember, we want 2 and 4 to look identical. They must look alike. They must be the same, okay? So what are we going to do? We're going to look at the 2 times table, and we're going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, and I'm going to stop over there. And I'm going to go to the 4 times table. I'm going to say 4, 8, 12, and I'm going to stop over there, okay? So, what is common between 2 and 4? Well, we can clearly see it is the number 4, right? Okay, so going back to what I said, making our denominators the same. How do I do this? So I'm going to have to multiply my 2 by 2, okay? In doing that, 2 by 2 is going to give me 4, right? But what I do to my denominator, I must do to my numerator. You guys with me? And if you want to work with your number on the right hand side, you can work with that as well. I'm just going to put this in other color for you guys. So I'm going to say times 2 times 2. And here you can, if you want to work with this fraction, you can say times 1 times 1. Because we know anything times 1 remains itself, okay? It does not change. Okay, so let's just get some space to work with here. So we know that 1 times 2 is equal to 2, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4, okay? So I just did this over here, and then my plus sign I will put down there again, and then I can say 1 times 1 is going to give me 1, and 4 times 1 is going to give me 4. And now you can say that they are completely identical, okay? Our denominators are the same. So what do we do now? The next step would be add in our numerators, okay? So we keep the denominator and we add, apologies, let's just remove that, and we add our numerators. Okay, so that's going to be 2 plus 1, and that's going to give me 3/4, okay? So that's my answer, 3/4. Okay, let's have a look at another one over here. So I'm going to remove this for you. Let's just clear this page. Okay. Let's do another one, and let's go with 2 over 3 plus 3 over 2. Okay, guys, so as you can quite clearly see here, that my denominators, I have one odd denominator and I have one even denominator. But I'm still going to look at the multiples of both, okay? So what am I actually doing here? I'm looking for the lowest common multiple, okay? So if we look at this here, so it's going to be 3, 6, 9, 12. I'm going to stop right there. And for 2, we're going to have 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'm going to stop right there, okay? So we can quite clearly see that your lowest common multiple here is 6, okay? So we're going to, in order for 3 to look like 6, we are going to multiply it by 2. And what I do to my denominator, I must do to my numerator. And with this fraction on the right-hand side, how do we get 2 to look like 6? We multiply it by 3, and we do the same thing with our numerator, okay? All right, guys? So we're going to say 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. I'm just bringing that plus sign down. 3 times 3 is 9. And 2 times 3 is 6. And now we can go ahead and add our numerator. So it's 4 plus 9. And we know we have a common denominator of 6. Okay. So that's going to be 4 plus 9, which is going to give you 13 over 6. Okay. And we can leave it just as is. We do not want to make it a decimal, and we don't have to make it a mixed fraction. Okay. So we can leave it just like this. Okay, guys, and this is all for today's video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I will be dropping subtraction of fractions, multiplication of fractions, as well as division of fractions. And after that, we're going to have a look at what we call BODMAS. Until next time, guys, cheers and bye.